turn it over to Shane and Lex.
Hey everybody, I'm Shane.
I'm Lex from Admin Arsenal. Today's webcast is brought to you by Plug-in Air Fresheners. Keeps the studio not smelling like socks. So, let's talk about uninstalls.
Keeps it not smelling like Lex. How's that sound?
Yeah, socks, whatever.
Yeah, so uninstalls. We get quite a few questions on, just on our forums and people sending in emails. Just, hey, I've got to uninstall this application or this one. Going to give you some pointers on how to approach this. First of all, if you're running inventory, PDQ inventory in, sorry JJ, in the Pro mode, we actually grab the uninstall strings if they're provided by the vendor.
Which makes a great cheat sheet. Makes it really
absolutely
easy for you to, find out how to uninstall a product.
So I'm going to open up I'm going to open up Abraham because, well, Abraham's the computer that's right there. All right. In the applications panel, you can see you'll have an uninstall column. Now, for the most part, if you see an MSI exec, this is the uninstall string, once again, that's provided by the vendor. If you see an MSI exec, chances are pretty good it's a slam dunk.
Yeah, silent parameters are already provided at that point.
Yep.
Okay.
The key point to remember when you're uninstalling is that it has to be uninstalled silently, just like when you install.
True. Yeah, you can't have your end users having to interact with it. It just won't work.
So the problem is when the uninstall string that's provided by the vendor, that's the same string that's executed when you go to the control panel, programs and features, or for those of you who've been around for a little longer, uninstall.
Yeah.
Uninstall your software. Notice when you usually uninstall software from the control panel, it pops up some dialogue. So, are you sure you want to do this? Are you really sure? If you just run that string as it stands from the vendor, it's going to try and display that. That's going to fail. So if we see an MSI exec, we automatically know how to make that silent.
Well, you look at CD burner up top there, Shane. You'll notice it's also got a QN and a no restart. So the parameters are already right there.
We add that. So all you have to do is just right-click anywhere on the application that you want to uninstall, and we will open up a remote command window. Now, this is just for this one machine. So we're going to show you a couple of ways of doing this. But yeah, it just opens up this remote command window, takes the uninstall string and places it in here. Now, if it's an MSI exec, we once again automatically place the necessary parameters in there to uninstall silently. If it's not an MSI exec,
now you got to do a little research.
then you have to do some research. So you want to just try to uninstall CD, what was this one, CD burner?
CD burner, yeah.
Yeah, sure. When you're ready, just hit run.
Do what you do best.
And notice when you do an uninstall from PDQ inventory, we automatically add those success codes.
Yeah.
All right, so this one was successful. How do we know? Well, number one, return code 0 usually means that. But you can always just rescan this computer, and we should see CD burner XP go away. Now, this is a great thing that if you have to uninstall an application from a lot of machines, this is a good way to start it out. Make sure that it works. Yep, there it is. It was removed. So you can then copy that same string you want and just run a remote command on all the machines that have that, or you can use PDQ
Deploy, build a package.
Before we go to deploy, though,
Let's look at an EXE.
Perfect, because we have to give you guys an example of when you're going to have to do some homework.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's open.
Okay. Oh, you've got this KeePass here.
Yeah.
Did you create that?
No, I didn't actually.
Somebody did.
Surprisingly, it's great though. Let's look at Jerry. Look at applications on Jerry.
Okay.
So KeePass, there it is right up top again. You'll notice it is.
Sort that.
Why would you do that? It was right there.
Our OCDs are combining or are fighting each other. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So we got the KeePass uninstall string, and basically that's an EXE. So if we right-click on that to do the uninstall, you'll notice there it is. There are no silent parameters at this point. If we were to run this, it's going to time out because
it's going to hang because it's going to expect it's going to expect a user to answer a question, but the user won't see it because it's the question is actually still hidden. The dialogues are hidden.
Yep. So at this point, got to do a little homework, right? So of course we consulted the great Google.
Do the Google foo.
We did the Google foo.
Uninstall KeePass silently.
Go to the KeePass Help Center.
Just do some searching. Now, here's a good tip. If you installed this, if you deployed KeePass or any other application, just scroll on down. I'm not going to go. The answer is it's that /silent or
Very silent.
So a good cheat sheet. If you ever installed this silently, there's a good chance that the same parameters that are used to call silent install are the same ones that are used to call
Uninstall. Yep.
So you can simply just do a space.
/ very silent.
Very silent. So this is per vendor. So what works on KeePass won't necessarily work on FileZilla. Actually, I believe FileZilla is a /S.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
return code 0.
Just do some basic Google foo to find out. But now, if I wanted to take this and uninstall on a bunch of machines,
5 or 6 machines, yeah.
I could just do
Copy the command.
copy the command. Now, it is important if you're going to uninstall this that it resides in the same directory.
That is true. Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. But yeah, pardon me.
Now we open up PDQ Deploy.
And if you wanted to, well, if you wanted to do inventory, just so you know, if you did want to do this on inventory, then you could select.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then just.
Well, this is, I didn't know we could do this.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And then you can just go to remote command. I think our heads are blocking that. Yeah, there we go. In the tools, remote command. And we'll bring that window out. And notice now we're just going to paste what we had copied. And it's going to run on Cosmo, Costanza, and Dunmire. Obviously, this is, you can see that x86, just a heads up, that means that this is a 32-bit app on a 64-bit machine. So this would not work if these were, any of these were
64-bit.
32-bit.
They're 32-bit?
Yeah, that's a 64-bit.
Good point.
So anyway, that's one way to do it. Now, did you say you had built a KeePass package?
Oh, no. We were just going to build one for everybody because it's quick,
right.
it's simple. So PDQ Deploy, fire up a new package.
So we're going to create a new package. Awesome. How to uninstall KeePass. We actually like KeePass. We're not recommending that you necessarily uninstall it.
It just happens to be what I was working on today.
There you go. So we're going to uninstall KeePass. Now,
we're going to need to add a command step because we're basically just going to run that command that we just copied.
Okay.
So
that means we can lose the default, this default install step.
Yep.
All right. Uninstall KeePass. Okay. Just paste that. Is that what you're saying?
There we go.
That's a cheap and dirty way of doing it.
Cheap and dirty, I like that.
Now keep in mind though, that we still have that same path issue, the x86. So what we're going to, since KeePass is a 32-bit app on a 64-bit machine, this will only work on 64-bit systems. So we're going to change the architecture condition to 64-bit. Because if it's a 32-bit system,
it's never going to find that.
It's going to be in program files, not program files x86. So once again, we've got this one changed to 64-bit. We'll change the name just to 64-bit. I think that'll help out. And then I'm going to duplicate this step. We'll call this uninstall KeePass 32. And all we're going to do is lose that.
And then change the conditions.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, we play
You're
well
awesome.
off each other.
Yeah, we do. Perfect. So now you've got your 32 and your 64. Just to call that out so that if you did have some
a mix of architectures,
them, yeah, you're not going to go, hey, what happened? So once again, all we did was add the silent parameter, very silent in this case, to the uninstall string. All right. Want to try it out?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're going to use PDQ Deploy. Say deploy once.
Should we deploy from our inventory?
Yeah, because I saw that there was a collection there. Zero.
Definitely. So again, with these uninstalls, you need to make sure you keep your commands, your return codes, your success for return codes, and that usually zeros your success on those.
There's KeePass. We'll just choose a couple of these. We don't need to uninstall all of them.
There we go. Yeah.
Watch some of those actually being used.
Yeah.
All right, so now we've selected that, and
Jason in support's going to get a call. What happened to KeePass? funny. Jason will be calling, hey, what happened to my KeePass? So, all right, so the uninstall again, it's going to run conditions and steps. Pretty simple.
There we go.
Do we want to take a look at some of the more complex uninstalls that we've done?
No.
All right, well, we'll just drink. That's what we're good at. So.
Okay, so yes, I mentioned something to you. I'm going to go to Office. One moment here, folks. We have a collection called Office. Yep, there it is. I'm going to remove that now. Okay, so Mackie has Office 2010. This is a fairly common one. Now, remember how we said that if it's an MSI exec, it's usually a slam dunk? Microsoft Office makes that the exception. Notice we've got Office 2010 Pro. And this is, now this looks like it's got silent parameters in there. Uninstall, Pro Plus, yada yada. Guess what? That's still going to fail. There's one extra thing you have to do when you uninstall Office. So yeah, this does run a setup EXE. This is actually the biggest takeaway when you want to uninstall Office. If you have inventory, look for what is following the uninstall. That is your product code. That is, this says Pro Plus. It's very important because you just have to have a very easy, quick XML file that you're going to pass to this uninstall. But that Pro Plus in this case is very important. So we've created a package, and by we I mean me.
Yes, you have. Uninstall.
Uninstall Office 2010 Pro Plus. So people have asked us, why don't you guys throw an Office uninstall in the package library? We may do that, but the biggest reason really is that that value, in our case Pro Plus, that changes. Whether you have standard, whether you have enterprise, you know, whether you have Plus or don't. I mean, that code can be a million different things. All right, so what I've done, this command should look somewhat familiar to you. You've got your setup EXE. It's the same path that we had in the inventory uninstall string, minus this fact that I've passed a /config and then the path to a config file. And you can see in the additional files where we are storing that. And so here is, I'm going to go pull this up quickly just so you can see. This is the config file, and I'm going to open it up so that everybody can see how simple it is. But this is important if you want to uninstall Office.
Without this, you can't uninstall it.
Correct.
Silently, anyways.
You have to specify, remember that Pro Plus? That's what it's looking to uninstall. So in this case, it's Pro Plus. If I do this to a machine that has Office Standard, it's going to fail.
Yep.
The display level equals none. Very important. Don't have it be basic. Definitely don't have it be full. Have it be none. Completion notice is a no. The suppress modal, yes. And the accept EULA, yes. I do say setup reboot is never. That's optional for you. It just depends on whether or not you want the system to reboot, obviously. And then that's it.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to close this. If you guys, by the way, if anybody would like this, just hit us up. We'll send it off to them. Just remember, that product.
That's what's got to match.
That's got to match on your target.
Your string,
okay?
yeah.
The lucky thing is most companies are going to have the same one because they buy one, you know, one type of Office. So let's go ahead and deploy this. It was Mackie, right?
It was.
This might take a little while, so we're just going to go ahead and kick this off.
And once again, I always got to bring this up. Mackie is a machine. I know it's the name of a person, but we name our machines after some of our favorite characters from our favorite shows. So.
Okay.
All righty.
All right, so let's go ahead and run that. So do we have any questions out there? If you have any questions, by all means, throw them forward.
So far, no questions. Do you want to take a look at, let's look at uninstall the Ask toolbar. It's another, whoa.
That's actually a really popular one, the uninstall Ask toolbar. You know, we've actually got, something keeps on popping up there. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Yeah, we actually have a package in the package library. We used to try to keep up with Ask by throwing out the, by always updating the uninstall Ask toolbar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we've just been told that we do have a question, and Annalisa.
All right.
Let her,
Here's the
run it.
question. Program files is for 64-bit no, and program files x86 for 32-bit.
Program files x86. That is for that you should only ever see a program files x86 on a 64-bit machine.
That would be running a 32-bit application.
Correct. 32-bit applications that generally go in program files, if they are placed on a 64-bit machine, go in program files x86. So it's a little counterintuitive. There's a reason we said program files x86 64-bit. That's because we would only find that uninstall string
On a 64-bit
on a 64-bit machine because it was referencing x86, which is the 32-bit program files on a 64-bit machine. If it was a 32-bit machine, it would have just gone straight into program files.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a little counterintuitive, but that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And there are times where, just because something is in program files x86 does not mean that you have to have a 64-bit condition on it. In this case, it was important.
Yep.
But
Okay.
anyway, going down to uninstall ask toolbar, we finally just said, we're not going to try to keep up with all the different ask codes. Chris here just scripted this out.
Yeah, scripting king. You guys ought to check his blog out if you ever want to find good PowerShell scripts, and it's amazing actually.
But we just have this. What are we doing? We have one install step. This install step is running a bat file. By the way, you can see that bat file is in our repository, admin arsenal uninstall ask. Trivia question: how do you get to the repository? Very easily.
Go to preferences, repository, open.
Open the window. Yeah. I actually have a shortcut for it, but just passing it out. Yeah, we covered that. So we've got uninstall. I'm sorry. Uninstall ask. This is just a batch file that we're running. You can see it's pretty heavy, but this is how you can get rid of most of the ask installations on your systems. So there you go. Just deploy that one out to ask.
Makes that simple, I guess.
Do we have it? So yeah, we're getting a message here that did we answer that question for program files?
Let's pop up our uninstall KeePass.
Okay. Yeah,
So
we're getting.
the-
I'm sorry. We're getting a question here about the fact that we've got.
Okay, so as you pop up the 64-bit command there.
I'm going to change the name of this. So this is uninstall KeePass on a 64-bit computer.
Yep.
Yes. So the question is, once again, there appears to be some confusion.
So
This is-
KeePass is a 32-bit program.
Yes.
Okay, it can be installed on a 64-bit machine or a 32-bit machine. If it is installed on a 64-bit machine,
It's going to go into x86. This
Right.
program file is x86. So because we are trying to pass this, run this uninstall string, we know that if it's we have high confidence that if it's in program files x86, this is a 64-bit machine. So our conditions are set to 64.
why don't we pop open Rancid? Let's take a look at Rancid. We'll see what the uninstall string. Rancid's my machine. I use KeePass, and
Do we have Rancid in here?
it should be in inventory. Yeah.
I do. Yeah, because I don't think that we do the. Yeah, we don't.
We don't.
No, it's okay. But we still have KeePass.
Oh, we do. Well, let's
So
pop
let's-
open Jerry. Jerry's a 64-bit machine, and you'll notice the uninstall string on the 64-bit
Yep.
machine.
And if you look up, we've got since I'm going to go to shares. I want to go to Jerry. I'm just going to click on C. Open that up. So notice Jerry is a 64-bit OS. He's got a program files and a program files x86 directory. This program files x86 is where the 32-bit applications go. And there's KeePass, sure enough. So if we want to uninstall KeePass silently, that's what we're going to be doing. We have to reference x86. So if it was a 32-bit machine, then it would just be in program files. And
Yep.
that's why that is. I don't know how else we can
Yeah,
say that.
hopefully that's clear. I guess the next thing, any other questions out there?
Boy, I can't tell you how important Google Foo is
Yes.
if you're going to uninstall. Anytime. I mean, before Lex will come up to me or I'll go to Lex and say, hey, dude, we got to get something uninstalled. We've already gone to Google and just done some basic homework.
You don't know what kind of bashing Shane does on me if I haven't Googled it, and he pops it up and goes, dude, let me Google that for you, pal.
But once again,
Yeah.
I guess a big takeaway is, and we hesitated to put the uninstall back in applications, the uninstall here, just because we knew that it was going to be, there's some extra homework. And some people will see this and go, oh, sweet, I want to uninstall Notepad++, and then they'll run it, and it will just hang
Yep, timeout.
because they didn't supply the silent parameter.
Yep.
So-
Once again, just like installs, you got to have silent parameters.
Well, cool. Hey, guys, I hope this has helped. If not, shoot us a question on our forums and just say, hey, I just need some more information on uninstalling. Or if you have a particular product
Yeah.
that you're interested in. We may not know. We'll do some Google Foo for you if you want to a degree.
We hope you do the Google Foo and then say, hey, I couldn't find anything. What do you
But
think?
we'll try and point you in the right direction. And just keep in mind before we sign off, some applications, very difficult to uninstall silently.
Very true.
This is by design from the vendor. And so in some of these cases, there's just some extra scripting that is usually needs to take place. All
Yep.
right? Hey, guys, I'm Shane.
And I'm Lex. Thanks for watching us.
Cheers. Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us today at the webcast. Next week's webcast will be on Wednesday. We'll be talking about the Java release that's coming out, Java quarterly release. So look out for information on that, and we'll see you next week.